Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for the upcoming weekend energy for about 5/17, May 17th. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com. Everything is in the description along with the timestamps for your sun, moon, and rising, so you can just pop to the readings that you are interested in. All right, quickie update. We're going to start with our Aries. What do we have going on this weekend, mid-May weekend? High Priestess, you've got some serious intuition, Aries. What else is going on? What is this intuition regarding? Let's find out. We have the Death card. Okay, so there is something coming to an end, but in your mind and in your intuition, your whole bodily feeling, you know this is a good thing. Like, you knew this was coming. This is not a shock. This is not going to come out of nowhere and knock you for a loop. You already know that this change is coming. But the thing that I want you to remember with the Death card is it's not a bad thing. The Death card kind of comes through and sweeps everything away and gives you a chance to kind of start over. And you have the Lovers here. So this is either your remote relationship with yourself. It could be your partnership with yourself, the way you look at your own relationship, or your romantic partner. That is a good possibility. I don't see it as like the relationship is over. I see it almost as like a point of starting over. Like maybe you have come through a bunch of things and now you're both like, okay, let's wipe the slate clean and let's begin again. And like I said, whether that's your relationship with yourself or with your partner, either way, you'll know exactly what this is because it's a general reading. So check your moon and rising. But either way, just if you only watch Aries, if it's your sun sign, just know that you know exactly what this is about, whether it's a personal relationship you're having with yourself and your spiritual journey or whether it is with your romantic partner. But either way, you know the change is coming and you're super ready for it. I just want to get one more clarification card to help you kind of deal with this Death card that's coming and look more toward embracing it versus being all nervous about it. And you have here the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is all about, yes, it's done, it's over. Like, I think this may have been something that you were not ready to let go of yet, but you knew it was coming. So now with the Ten of Swords, tens are the end of a cycle. You now know it's over. You can't be more dead than the Ten of Swords. They're all stuck in. So it's time to, okay, you knew it was coming. Let death come in, sweep it clean, do its job, pull the swords up out of your back, and begin again, because it is the gift that you are being given this weekend. All right, we're going to move on to Taurus. What do we have for our Taurus people? We have got the moon. Something is not quite appearing to you the way it truly is. It can also be that something is too good to be true, and if it looks too good to be true, it might be. But let's get some clarification here. We have got the Six of Pentacles, and a lot of times I say this is like a pay it forward card. What I'm getting here is too good to be true, and something is not the way it seems. You may have someone that's doing you some kind of a favor and they're making it look like they're paying it forward and they're these great people. I want you to like really take a step back from this situation. Yeah, you've got the Devil. Devil's not a bad card, especially combined with the moon though, because the moon is about not quite seeing things the way they are. And then you have this Devil card, which is old patterns, old behaviors, stuff that's like been dealt with and done, being dug up. So to me, if someone is trying to give you something, they're trying to share some abundance with you, they're trying to tell you, hey, I got this great offer for you, I got this great deal for you, you're going to love it, it's going to be great, and you're getting that feeling of like, ugh, I would advise that you step right back out of that, because if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And I feel like somebody's going to be trying to hand you something, and you actually really know better. You really know better. You got this Two of Pentacles, and that's about establishing a balance between, rough waters and smooth waters. And I think this may wobble you a little bit, getting this, because you want to believe that this situation is good and wonderful and true, but deep down, you know this is just some kind of old thing being dug up, and you know that it's not really for you. So when this offer comes, just remember it's time to reestablish the balance here, and don't let this throw you and kind of I want to say like bully you into believing that something different's going to come out of it when you know it's too good to be true. It really is. All right, we're going to do our Gemini. What do we have for our Geminis mid-May weekend, starting about the 17th? We got the Five of Swords. You are the Swords. So this is also seen as some kind of negative communication. And I'm going to find out what it has to do with the Moon. Moon is about Sometimes things are not as they appear. This could be that somebody has said something and maybe you're taking it the wrong way, or you have said something and someone else is taking it the wrong way. They're not understanding. They're not understanding. One second. So anyway, sorry, quick interruption there. This Five of Swords a lot of times is a negative communication, and either you're not being understood or someone who's trying to communicate with you, they're not being understood. So let's get a little more clarification here. I mean, the theme could just be that, you know, if the communications get wonky, don't take it personally and try to be patient and work it out, because I have a feeling, like I said, whether in whichever direction the communications are coming, either way, it's better for someone to be rational, and Gemini, it's going to be you. We've got the Five of Cups. I just ran back up the stairs. Somebody was at the door. Five of Cups is disappointment, sadness. And like I said, I feel this is definitely from a misunderstanding point of view. Fives are energy like that anyway. You've got the miscommunication, and I think this is a misunderstanding here. But again, remember, you've got that weird moon energy. And I think that's what's going to throw everybody off. So if somebody says something to you, really try hard not to take it personally, and try to think about what you're saying too, so that we can, you can avoid this whole scenario. Do watch your moon and rising signs, because it may help give a little clarification, so you can kind of be ready for this to show up. It just happens sometimes. Let's get one card. There we go. We've got, yeah, the Nine of Swords. Whatever this communication is, you can either head it off at the pass, or you can be up all night like worrying about it. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, is that it may just be a lot more trouble than it's worth. So when somebody says something to you and it catches you the wrong way, take it with a grain of salt, and just remember, you've got this weird energy happening, and try to think before you say stuff to other people so that you're not misunderstood, because that's all that we have going on. Just don't let it make you crazy. All right, we're going to move on to our Cancers. What do we have for Cancer? Oh, Five of Cups. Okay. Some sort of disappointment. Oh, let me see if we can. There you go. You can see a little better. Some kind of disappointment, heartbreak, upset. What do we have? With the Nine of Pentacles. This is all about success. So it may be that, you were expecting a certain amount of, I keep hearing, recognition for a level of success you've achieved, and nobody's noticing. Maybe you've been working, I feel like you've been working really hard on something, and nobody's like, hey, you're doing a great job. Like, you're just like, does anybody even pay attention? Does anybody notice, like, all that I'm doing here? Nobody's paying attention. Let's get a little more clarification on this. Cancer, you're so kind and so sensitive, and so nurturing. And I think, when you try so hard and you're working on something and people don't notice, it just takes the wind out of your sails. It makes you feel awful. Yeah, you got the King of Wands. You have achieved something, and you have come full circle, and you're like, yeah, the King of Wands is all about, he's full of charisma, and he's about getting things done, and and you're like, how come nobody's seeing this? Because look at it, I got all this success going on here. Where are my love people? Where are my followers? Where are the people who are supposed to see? I feel like you're just feeling really left out, and really like you're not being noticed, and you don't know why, because you're doing everything in your power to get it all together, to get it all together. Yeah, and you got this Devil card here coming up with this Nine of Pentacles, and this Nine of Pentacles is like major success. I think you're looking for success in all the wrong places. There's that old song, looking for love in all the wrong places. I feel like you're looking for success and recognition in all the wrong places. Like, you're looking at an old pattern. This is all about old patterns. And you're looking for an old pattern, like, of recognition. You're looking for something the way that it used to be. And I think if you just turn around here and look to these two cups that are full, look in a different direction, because I think you're expecting gratification from one source, but that's like the old way that it was done. And if you look at it from the other direction, you may find that gratification in a different location, and you'll be like, it was here all along. I just didn't see it because it was behind me, and I was so focused on what I wasn't getting. So don't despair. Don't despair, my Cancers. Let's move on to our Leos. What do we have for Leo? Oh my goodness, Five of Cups again. You see me shuffle these. Just sometimes the energy is the energy. We're getting a lot of fives. So you've got some kind of disappointment, some kind of something going on, and it's with the Chariot. So for our Leos, it could have been, I feel like there was some kind of event, some kind of emotional event. The Chariot is like very, very fast moving energy. Maybe it was something you just weren't prepared for, and I feel like you reacted in a way that you are not proud of. Watch your moon and rising signs. You know, this is just what I hear, but I feel like you may have reacted to this stimulus here in a way that you weren't proud of. You got the Queen of Wands here, so I think that you meant well, but the Queen of Wands, sometimes like things come out of her mouth before she's thought about how other people will take them, because the Queen of Wands is, she's just kind of awesome, and she lives in her own world, and she's very fabulous, but she doesn't really care about the impact. She doesn't mean it. She just does what makes her happy. If you ever had, I had a friend like that I used to say she had no filter. She didn't mean it, just that whatever came into her head kind of came out of her mouth. And when this fast energy showed up, it's a good possibility that either you or someone you're close to, because it could have just hurt your feelings, something was said or some action was taken that was not meant, like this Queen of Wands, not meant to be mean or hurtful, but it was taken like, it didn't come out right. It was like that no filter thing, and it caught the situation caught people off guard, and I think there was like a no filter kind of thing going on, you know. So if that happened to you, please don't take it so personally. And if you were the one who did it and it didn't happen to you, but you happened to someone else, you might want to go apologize, because it wasn't an intentional thing. Even though the information might be completely true, it probably didn't need to be communicated that way. You do have this Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is kind of like just conflict about nothing, and that's what this is. You got so many fives that are happening during this time. You know, and look here, you know, you've got these three that are tipped over and all wrong, but then you do have two that are upright. So if you can just not waste your time. This is time-wasting behavior. Try not to waste your time feeling bad, feeling sad, feeling disappointed, or any of that other stuff. Try to just turn around, figure out which two cups are upended the proper way and are full, and focus on that. If you need to apologize, apologize. And if you need someone to apologize to you, you may just have to give them the benefit of the doubt and just let it go, because I don't think it was intentional. Let's move on to our Virgos. Headed to Virgo for the weekend beginning May 17th. What do we have going on here, Virgo? We've got the Two of Cups. Okay, some teamwork here. It can be you and yourself, the relationship you have with yourself or other people, but you do have the Star. So this can be an Aquarius, Virgo, because this is the Star of the Aquarians. But it can also be about you reconnecting with yourself, because the Star is all about whatever you want to be, do, and have. It's available to you. So this can be about you really connecting with yourself, and I feel like it's for most of the people watching, it will be that you need to take a really good look at yourself and decide, am I doing all my big dreams, because this is about big dreams, big wishes, big hopes. Am I fulfilling those big dreams, big wishes, and big hopes, or am I just doing what I've been doing all the time? Like, have I let my big dreams go? I think that's what we're looking at this weekend. It's time for some self-evaluation. And, you know, am I everything that I want to be? Am I doing all those things? And you do have here the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is all about knights. Knights are bringers. So this energy is being brought to you mentally. And, you know, knights are mental energy, mental acuity. So you have the wherewithal this weekend to really examine yourself and really examine the relationship that you have with yourself. Have you given up on your big dreams? Are you dreaming big still? Are you going for that big dream, or are you like, maybe next time, and it's not for me? That's something you need to look at. And no outcome is wrong. It's got to be about what you want. I mean, of course, you know, it'd be a shame to let your big dreams go. I get that. But if you are, if you're feeling like, you know, you've let them go and it's making you sad, what can you do about it? You've got the mental acuity down here to rectify that situation, and not in any short order. Like, you really can do it. Let's get a card here. Just give us a little about our big dreams, our dreaming big. Okay, you got the King of Wands here, and very charismatic. Yeah, don't let go of those big dreams, because I think you can dream big, and you can see, Virgo, you have like, You have that ability to look way down the path and say, I can see me being here, which is why you are so often very successful. Because not only are you one of the hardest working signs of the zodiac, but you have the ability to say, okay, I may be starting right here, but I see me up here, done, finished, and like really successful. And that's what that King of Wands is all about. Very charismatic. People really do like you, Virgo. They see your good qualities. So this weekend, take a look at you and decide, am I still doing my big dreams, or have I given up on them, or have I even just forgotten? Just wake those back up, okay? All right, we're gonna begin with our Libras now. Let's get a little bit about our Libras. What do we have going on? The Hermit. Feeling like you need a little time away, Libra? Have you had enough? Have you had enough? And you got your Strength. Yeah, I feel like this week has been tough for you, and you've used all this strength that you have in here, infinite amount of strength. I mean, you have it, but mentally, I feel like you're just exhausted, and you're like, I've had enough input, enough people, enough stuff. I've just had enough. I don't want any more. I don't know where I'm, like I say, I hear things. So that's what I hear is I've had enough. I need a break. I've used up all of the strength that I can muster right now. And now I need some time to renew. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. We don't need to run around every weekend, all weekend long, accomplishing things or partying our asses off. Sometimes you just need a downtime weekend. And that's what it feels like. Ooh, to me, is that you just need a weekend of downtime. You do have this Seven of Cups that came up with this Hermit, which lets me know that, yeah, you are emotionally overwhelmed, like right to here, with all of it. Like you've dealt with a million things. You've had a lot of stuff thrown at you this week. And it's not that it's bad, because having options is a good thing, but there comes that point where you're like, I'm going to shut it down. You've dealt with it, I really feel, with grace. You've been able to be kind mostly to other people, even if they are putting a lot of pressure on you and it's annoying you to no end. You've been able to be like, okay, yep, I'm gonna, you've been graceful about it. You've been kind. You've done all the right things, but now it's time to shut it. All I can hear is it's time to shut it down. Shut it down, Libra. This is not your weekend to go out to a really loud club with a lot of people. It will not go well for you. This is not the weekend. Shut it down. Spend time with real close friends if you want to get together or you want to get out of the house. Even better, yeah, just stay in the house. Honestly, just stay home, relax. You've got the Page of Swords, and pages bring messages, and this is an intellectual message. This is about, you are the swords. This is about thinking it all through, processing all the stuff that's happened, and really deciding like what you want to move forward with, because a level of stimulation is just annoying. Like I said, you're like right here. Watch your moon and rising too, because it may help clarify a little bit. This is a general reading, so watch the moon and risings. You also have that came up with it, this Four of Pentacles, and that is about drawing the line in this situation. And this can be your finances, but can also be your home life, your work life. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like there's been so much tangible. This is, Pentacles are tangible. There's been so much tangible input in your life that you're like, I've had enough. I don't need any more of that. It's time for you to just dial it all back. Take some time for yourself this weekend, and the less stimuli, the better. Really, you need some downtime this weekend in the biggest way. We're going to move on to our Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpios around the weekend beginning around the 17th of May? Nine of Cups. Been working on something intellectually and emotionally. You're feeling pretty good. Feeling like you've accomplished something. That's a nice way to start out the weekend. And you got the Five of Cups, so don't get happy too fast. I'm just kidding. Actually, what I think this means is that you've been through something here, this Five of Cups, and you've been able to pull yourself out of it. Maybe during this week there was something that went just not so well, and you got those 3 cups spilled, but you were able to turn it around. And just like if he turns around, he's going to see the 2 cups here that are full. I feel like something kind of went on. There was a little bit of a mess, a little bit of a spill here, but you know what? He was able to turn around, see the 2 cups that are full, and it's been pretty emotionally fulfilling, thus far. So moving into the weekend, I feel like you're kind of healing from something, and that's pretty cool. We don't always have that. Sometimes we just have this just hurt. But what I see here is that you've come through something and been able to, I just keep hearing you've been able to turn it around. That's awesome. That's really great. Yeah, you've got this King of Cups that came out. So not only were you able to turn it around and you're on this good path, but it feels like this weekend coming up, you may be able to nurture that even more and get to this King of Cups level, which is like, that's it, you know, like you were here, you've gotten to here, and you're headed up here, you know, as far as your emotional fulfillment goes. So whatever it is that you're doing, or whoever you're spending your time with, you're headed in the right direction. That's pretty nice. What about this Five of Cups? What's the rest of the info on this Five of Cups here? The Chariot. Yeah, it caught you by surprise. This is a really fast-moving energy here. It could have just caught you by surprise. Whatever this was, I don't think you saw it coming, and it kind of threw you for a loop. You were like, whoa, you know, this is not what I was expecting. It took a bit to process it, but once you were able to, with a good attitude, process whatever this was, see those two cups there and turn it around, and now you're on the way to really making good things happen. So don't focus on whatever it was that kind of wobbled you, because it doesn't matter. It's done and over with. All right, we're going to head to our Sagittarians. What do we have going on for Sagittarius? The Magician. Wow, whole universe is available to you. I haven't had anybody get that card, and I don't even know. It's been quite a while. Everything is out on the table here. The store is open, and it's an infinite amount. Whatever you need, the universe is like, here, take it. You just have to ask for it, and you need to be really specific. Let me just say that. Yeah, you've got this Eight of Swords. Seems like you might have been in a position of stagnation for a while. Like you knew all this was here, but you just couldn't get out of your own way, because this Eight of Swords is about not being able to get out of your own way, having all of these things available to you, and you being like, yeah, I just don't see that. You know, got this blindfold on, just don't see it, but it's all right here. And you've been able to, in some way, remove that blindfold, and you're like, okay, the store's still open, this is good. But it's been open the whole time, and I think you knew that. You just weren't ready. You just weren't ready, and that's okay, because if you're not ready, you don't want to be messing around with all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're doing something here, because you've got this Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about future planning. There we go, so you can see better. It's about future planning. So this is about your long range, way down the road. And I think you knew all of this was available to you, but you were like, I don't know what I want. And now you've been able to remove this blindfold. You've been able to get out of your own way. You're going to be able to go to the store, get the things you need from the universe, and begin this long-range plan. You're going to be able to see the future. I think maybe there was just something going on where you had to deal with some other things. You had to clean some other things up before you could make these plans. There was some other stuff that needed to be cleaned up. Let's find out what we have going on here. Well, you got two cards for my Sagittarians. Yeah, you've got the Moon, which means something was not appearing properly, and it's obvious because you were like, yeah, I'm not going to pay attention. You know, the Moon is about things not being clear, and then you have this Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is about needless conflict. So, you know, time wasting. I think you just weren't in a place to see clearly that the universe had everything available to you. You might have just been super conflicted here with this Five of Wands, and just not being able to make not being able to see your clear destination of, hey, look, the store's wide open, and I'm not taking advantage of it. You just weren't able to see it, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up, because you know what? You've been able to take this blindfold off. You've removed this time-wasting behavior, time-wasting conflict, and you can see through this veil now. You can see, oh, okay, it's all available to me, and I'm going to make a long-range plan. I feel like this is terrible. I feel like maybe you just kind of had your head up your butt a little bit, and you're like, okay, that was really stupid. I don't know what I was doing, but I'm here now. I'm going to the store. I'm going to go get what I need. And you're in a place where you can receive that. So there you go. All right, we're going to move on to our Capricorns. What do we have for Capricorn for this weekend beginning on or around the 17th? Capricorn, what do we have? Seven of Cups, a little bit of emotional input, a lot of options happening here this weekend. Emotional options. What is that about? Pertaining to the Chariot. So not only do you have a lot of emotional stimuli this weekend, but it's coming in hot. It's coming in quick. You may find that you are very attractive to people this weekend. You may attract a lot of attention that you were not expecting, but it's varied, all different people. Like this is about all different kinds of emotional involvement. You know, this can be you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you know, I like your shoes. It's just really, really random. But like I said, I feel like it's kind of just coming right at you. The really awesome thing with this is that you have the star, and the star is anything you want to be, do, or have. Your wildest dreams they're there, and you have all of these options to choose from. So when it comes to choosing from these options, who you're going to spend time with this weekend, what kind of things you're going to do, make sure it's things that align with what you really want out of life. Make sure that it's, the dream big, make sure that you spend time with people who are on your wavelength. You spend time doing things that are part of your big dream, don't waste your time with, things that just don't line up with who you are. And this is a big dream. Everything you want to be, do, and have, you can have. Dream big. So don't waste your time with a lot of frivolous nonsense, but you can pick and choose. And like I said, it's coming in fast. So don't feel like if the first thing that comes towards you is not for you, that you got to settle for it, because they're just going to you're just going to be super interesting to people this weekend. You're going to have a lot of input. I'm trying to get one of these cards to flip out here, and need one more card to just kind of give us some indication. Yeah, you got the Devil card coming up. And actually, Capricorn, this is actually a symbol a lot of times of you, and this is actually Aquarius, and this can be Cancer. Anyway, this is also, it can be old patterns coming up. So when it comes to this kind of stimuli, you don't want to get involved with old patterns that didn't work. And I think that's all we're saying here. As these different things come in, sometimes we pick up old patterns because that's what we're used to. Even though we know it doesn't work, we're like, oh, but I know what this is. Really remember, what do I want to be, do, and have? Do I want to be, do, and have what I used to have, or do I want to be, do, and have what I really want? And that's the question you want to ask yourself this weekend. Don't get involved in old patterns that don't serve you. You want to really put yourself on a plane of what do I really want out of life, and go with that. You have so many options this weekend, Capricorn. Okay, so many. All right, we're going to get moving on now to our Aquarians. Page of Cups. So you've got some kind of emotional offering happening this weekend. Let's see a little bit more information about this. Yeah, and the Three of Wands. So you not only do you have some sort of message that's coming your way here, and notice you're holding it out here. Notice he doesn't have this fish real close to him. He's like, there's this talking fish in this cup. It's like, you're not going to like snuggle up to this. You're just kind of like, what is that? But there is some kind of emotional message. And I think what we're saying here with this Three of Wands, which is like your future, your long-range planning, is, are you going to let this happen, or are you going to stifle it? Are you going to throw it away? Because that fish is freaking you out a little bit. Aquarians, we're very emotional, but we keep them in our little vessel that we carry around. We're the water bearers. Water's our emotions, right? But we keep them in a vessel. We don't dump them all over ourselves, and we certainly don't dump them all over everybody else. So good possibility that there's a message coming that's very emotional, which is like, oh, I'm an Aquarius, I can say this. It kind of freaks us out, but for us to really invest in this long-range plan, you're going to have to learn to accept this emotional message. You're going to have to maybe give in to the emotional side of yourself this weekend if you really want to be part of this long-range plan, that you want this, but you also know that the gateway to this long-range plan is emotional, and you're going to have to step through that door. You're going to have to step through that door if you truly want this long-range plan, which I know that you do. You're just going to have to deal with the emotional consequences that come with it. Not consequences, that's the wrong word. The emotional implications that come with it. You're going to have to open yourself up, okay? That's what it is. You're going to have to be open. You're going to have to be open. Look at though. This just flew out, this 10 of Cups. So, okay, open yourself up so that you can embrace, you have this perfect, amazing plan, in your head. Open yourself up so that you can embrace this plan, because look at, you've got this 10 of Cups coming. The 10 of Cups is like happiness. This is everything you want. Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared? Why? Got the 4 of Cups here. Yeah, I think you're overwhelmed, not scared. Overwhelmed, Aquarius. And so the universe is like, hey, I'm trying to hand you this emotional thing here. I'm trying to hand this to you here. And you're like, all I'm going to tell you is you're going to have to walk through that door, Aquarius. You have this message coming in. Hey, here you go. Here's how you do it. And you're going to have to take this cup. You're going to have to not be overwhelmed. And sometimes people say this is boredom, but for you, I know, because I'm an Aquarius, it's overwhelmed. You're thinking, I don't know if I can do all that. This is a lot. What am I doing? you want this. You have to take this message to heart so that you can have this 10 of Cups happiness, okay? You just got to do it. You're going to have to take a deep breath and just do it, and it's going to feel really weird, but do it. More to come, right? All right, and let's finish up with our Pisces. What do we have for Pisces? This last weekend, or not last weekend, geez, this middle of the month weekend starting about the 17th. Three of Wands, your long-range plan, Pisces. What are you looking at for the future? What do you want for the future? Let's find out what this has to do with. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Looks to me like you are planning. You're looking at your future and thinking, what do I really want out of life? And are you bored? I feel like this is this Four of Pentacles is very like, I feel like you're under somebody's thumb. Like you feel like you're under someone's thumb and you can't dream about your future because somebody's holding you down. Like there's some sort of oppression. Like you're just feeling like, ugh, like I'll never get out of this. I'll never get out of this. The card that you have coming up with this Three of Wands, which this is your long-range plan. This is what you want for your future, and I feel like here with this Four of Pentacles, you're just feeling like someone is holding you down. Like I'm almost like you can't breathe. Like you're like, I can't breathe. I can't plan because I can't breathe. I can't move. I can't do anything. And the other card you get here is this Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is about just being left out in the cold. Like nobody understands. I can't break free of this. And when I try, I'm even farther out in the cold. Oh, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. How can we, what advice can we give our Pisceans? So what are our Pisceans? With this Four of Pentacles, oh, you got one flipped, here you go. The Lovers, okay. I feel like this is someone that is like, and you can't see your future because you just feel so constricted. You don't feel free. You need to talk to this person. See this is the Lovers. This can be whatever the relationship is that is holding you down. Something is holding you down. Something is holding you down and making you feel like you can't do anything. You've got to talk to this person and tell them how you feel. You have to tell them, I feel stifled. I feel strangled. I feel choked. Like I can feel like I can't even breathe. I can't think of my future because right now I see nothing because you are sucking the life out of me. I don't know. This must just be for like one person. Watch your moon and rising signs because this is a general reading, but I get certain energies and one of you will tell me this was for me. I know that already. You need to talk to this person. You need to tell them you're strangling me. You're sucking the life out of me. I'm feeling oppressed. I don't feel free. And until you need to give me my freedom so that I can like love you and I can enjoy my life because this isn't it. This is the weekend to deal with it too. Call it like it is and just deal with it. All right. I hope you all have a great weekend and you accomplish many, many things. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching.